today was my dad's 80th birthday, and if you pushed him down the basement stairs in front of me, I wouldn't even care. I'd high five you because the Bills are 2-0.
Be
And
careful, Greg. That's how my dad actually died.
oh, yeah.
I pushed him down the stairs after a Bills win, and he was like, "I won't care," and then he cared. Then he really cared.
As he was dying, his last words were, "Wait, I care."
Yeah. He was halfway down the stairs, and he was like, "I regret saying this."
And he's still down there. You just never. I don't want to get the authorities involved.
It's actually a spiral staircase, so he's still falling.
Yeah. Oh, good. It's like an MC Escher drawing. Good. It is. That was Kyle Turner. Sean Murphy is here as well. I'm Greg Bauk. This is the In the Huntcast. The Bills are 2-0. And I just want to say something real quick because I know you guys want to talk about the game. Mm-hmm. If you think the Bills will beat the Jets in the second game and think they'll take one of the game in between the Dolphins and Patriots games, then find 5 more wins on that schedule, and they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially with that extra playoff spot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, starting 2-0, and you got the Jets still, and other people like that on the schedule.
This is the In the Huntcast, and if you want to be in the hunt, find me 5 wins. Find me 5 wins.
5 me find wins.
5 me find wins.
5 wins.
Well, I'd like to start off by saying, Bills are 2-0. Allen went for over 400 yards with no turnovers, the most passing yards the Bills have had since 2002. McDermott and Dable got aggressive in the fourth quarter when they could have been conservative. Kyle, what can you possibly find to complain about?
One thing, the only thing I can complain about, but I think everyone, I think this is everybody. I think this is everybody. They did again completely disappear in the third quarter, but that's it. That's my only complaint. That's my only complaint, and it clearly didn't care that much because they won and Allen went crazy the other 3 quarters. Imagine if he just. He threw for 417 yards, and I think he threw for 5 in the third quarter. Imagine if he had a third quarter worth of throws. You know what I mean? This guy could have had 450 yards, but something's going on. Maybe I should be the halftime speech guy. You get me a little drunk, I'll be the halftime speech guy. I'll get them fucking riled up.
Yeah.
So whoever's doing it is not doing it right. Whatever they're doing.
It does tell you how stupid football is. Like, it's so close. Like, they just had some stalled drives, and that means the third quarter was complete shit. I don't think it has anything to do with the third quarter. It's just you have successful drives and unsuccessful drives. And if you're good, you're going to have more successful drives. But that was a lull.
And the announcers talked a lot about that Miami kind of dropped catch in the end zone, which was big. But, like, there were also 2 Diggs missed catches that were like 5% away from just being a catch that completely also changes the game the other direction.
Are we, Greg, as a podcast, ready to admit we were completely wrong on Allen, or are you still a little hesitant?
Boy, it's funny. Like, I always thought he would be fun to watch. He's good at running. He'll complete some passes. But he's never going to be like
a 400-yard passer.
Maybe he'll have some 400-yard games because, like, maybe they'll just put enough around him where it'll be good. But I didn't think he was a good quarterback. I hate saying good things because I just know they're going to come back and bite me. But he looks really good through 2 games. He does. So. And I reserve the right to go back.
The great thing about me and Greg's position is we were always very skeptical about Allen, but Kyle disliked him so much that we seem like we were over the moon about him.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I could.
That's why we keep Kyle around.
I never even fathomed a Bills quarterback throwing for 400 yards. It was like so far from my mind. like I said, not even in my wildest dreams was I was like, yeah, that'll happen someday. I couldn't even think about it. And then it fucking did. And I was like, that happens for the Bills? That shit happens for us? No way.
I'm not shitting you. At the beginning of the year, I would have told you there's a better chance of him running for 400 yards in a game than throwing for. It's not like
his gum out there.
He just keeps going. He just keeps running. Yeah. There's a better chance of that happening. Yeah.
It's so crazy to see, like, you watched him get better at the deep ball. You know what I mean? Where you're like, how many times did we hear EJ say, oh, I worked in the offseason, I'm just going to throw it. I really got to unleash the arm. I'm just going to rip it this year. And you're like, yeah, cool. And then it didn't happen. Same with every shit quarterback we watch. Every offseason they do something where now they're more focused. Now they're into it. And it's just like, in my head, I was like, whenever I hear quarterbacks say that, they're going to fail. Because it just doesn't happen. You either have it or you don't. And finally, there was a guy that was like, yeah, I worked on it all offseason, and it finally paid off. And that, it's just like last year, especially like that throw to Brown at the end of the game for the touchdown. Last year, he would have killed a kid in the stands. You know what I mean? That'd be in some kid's eyeball right now. They'd be taking it out. But this year, it's just like, it just shows how much that, like, once you hit one, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I can do this. And now you're just dropping them everywhere.
EJ Manuel saying I'm going to throw 300 yards in a game is like me laying my wife down on the bed and saying I'm going to please you. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and then reality kicks in, and 7 minutes later we're both in tears.
Well, speaking of Josh Allen's play, brings me to
I'm not good at sex. Like, that's not, like, I don't please my wife. I'm not sure if the metaphor. Like, when I have sex with my wife, she's disappointed. Like, I don't bring her to climax, and I climax.
It's like you're reading my Tinder profile.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to mix metaphors. Like, I'm not good at pleasing my wife at sex. Like, I don't do a good job. My penis is small and it smells, and I don't move it right, and I get really excited, and I can't hold on to
the smell thing you can fix.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all a rich tapestry.
Now, in that scenario, Greg, you're both crying. Are you crying because you're bad, or is she crying because you're bad, and then you cry because she cries?
I'm crying because I'm bad. She's crying because she just was laughing so hard, where she gets like, she can't even make noise anymore. She's laughing so hard at me. Yeah. And then she's on the phone with her sister, like, talking about, like, how bad I am.
Well, as much as I'd like to keep talking about Greg's sex life, talking about Josh Allen.
That was in comparison to EJ Manuel saying he'd throw for 300 yards.
But this all ties together because I want to bring up
what the fuck does it tie together?
Because I want to bring up my boner play of the game.
Oh, good, it does. Wow.
Yeah. See, which is Josh Allen running over like 3 people when he almost didn't need to. No. But he just ran over 3 people. It didn't.
Big dumb baby.
And then of course the ref like blew the play dead because the ref, being a normal human being, was like, well, there's no way he'll get by this first guy. And then he did. He got past another guy, and then the play was dead and ended up dropping the ball. But that's everything Josh Allen in that 6 seconds. Right.
It was a beautiful play.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my boner play of the game. I think it's that John Brown touchdown, baby.
It was. Why is that a boner play of the game?
Because I had.
Oh, I always get confused. I always think of boner play of the game as a bad thing. I'm so sorry.
See, that's what you're.
Greg, boners are good on this podcast.
He's conditioned because of his bad sex.
I do. Boners don't last long. They lead to crying. How am I supposed to think of boners as a good thing? Boners are a good thing. Okay, so.
Yeah, they're good. Another one that would be up there for me is that Gabe Davis catch.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I always forget to write down my boner play of the game, so maybe I'll change it to the Gabe Davis touchdown because that was fucking beautiful. It's so great watching wide receivers go up, get the ball, and make super tough catches because we haven't seen it in, I don't know, maybe Watkins? Yeah. Or Woods. Woods would do that stuff, but it's been so long. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, yeah, every team should have one of these guys. You can't just have average to good wide receivers. You need the guy.
Yeah.
I have a different boner play of the game. It was the catch to Diggs where he dove into the Gatorade cart afterwards. Like, it was just like that ball. It was challenged by the Dolphins
Totally.
and ended up having the 2 steps in. But like that throw and catch does not happen on Bills teams. Like both the throw being perfect and the receiver actually being able to pull that in was just, that made me stand up and push my dad down the stairs.
Again.
Well, it was an interesting game. We had the rain delay earlier. The feed went out. Of course, I think the question on everyone's mind is, Kyle, did that affect your all 22 feed?
Yeah. How did it go?
Were you still able to kind of see all the plays and get your evaluations in?
I was a little mad that I wasn't able to see Diggs' first touchdown. They cut it out of the all 22.
Wow.
But can I say this? I want to bring up why I hate Ryan Fitzpatrick again.
Oh God.
Okay, I know this is unpopular.
It is. Remember that victory against the Patriots? Come on.
Who cares?
Me.
Here's the thing. He passed Steve Young today in pass yards, right? He doesn't deserve that.
No.
He's like the guy that, like, at work who you're like, oh, that guy does nothing. And then the next day you're like, he got promoted? He's my boss now? Like, it makes in no world should Ryan Fitzpatrick have a better statistical career than Steve fucking Young.
It's an error.
It's crazy.
It's an error.
An error in life?
No. It's an era. Like they throw the ball more now. Steve Young was one of the best quarterbacks. I would say Steve Young could be arguably the best quarterback of all time and sat behind Joe Montana. And I'm very old and got to see him play. So, but the stats don't compare. So you can't.
But I'm saying that he doesn't deserve to have more passing yards.
I think Ryan
they should scale it.
Teams
They should
want
scale
to tank every year.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Fitzpatrick deserves every good thing he gets.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve good things in life. I'm saying he doesn't deserve it on the football field.
Well, so, you know what? Speaking of Kyle's ire, this is a thing I thought of. Kyle, tell me if I'm off base on
Kyle's
this.
ire. I like that.
Yeah, when
I don't even know what that means.
when
He doesn't know what ire is. Wait, hold on, please, hold on.
Yeah.
What define the word ire? Ire. What do you think it means? Kyle?
Me?
Yes.
What was
If you had to define the word ire, no, I don't want to use it in a sentence. I want you to define the word ire. I-R-E.
I mean,
come on, give it a shot.
It's a three-letter. It's a three-letter word. So
you
it's
have
useless.
to give me a definition.
I don't use any three-letter words.
you cut it off at 4. Nothing.
You did
that.
in that sentence. Use any.
but I just
three-letter words in that.
I just used it in.
Spell use with 2 S's.
I just used it in like a sentence, so you have context for what it could. Like, it doesn't mean like peanut butter or something like that.
Yeah.
You just said Kyle's ire.
Yeah. Feel Kyle's ire.
Yeah.
So what do you think ire is? This is unfair. But
attitude.
Okay,
attitude?
so that's not that bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. And it is an attitude. It's like fury, like the wrath of Kyle. That would be.
Yeah.
This wasn't as fun as I thought. It feels kind of mean, actually. So I
we
feel
can
bad.
never be too mean to Kyle. That's
true. He is a piece of shit, and I do have to remind myself of that he deserves it.
So speaking of Kyle's possible fury, this is a thing I thought. Tell me if I'm off base here, but Dawson Knox had a drop. He had a fumble, and in my mind, I go, I think Dawson Knox could evolve into Kyle's next Lee Smith. That's the thing I thought today.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
he
there
had a rough
yet.
game, and then don't forget he got a concussion. Worst of all. You know, here's the thing that I had to remind myself about Dawson Knox today. They drafted him on potential.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's underperforming when he didn't perform in college. They were just like, this guy's big, this guy's fast, maybe he'll live up to his athletic potential.
He's the Josh Allen of tight ends.
Yes, he's doing the exact same. He had 19 catches in college. I mean, there are kids with, one eye that catch that in college. You know what I mean? They let the kids
No,
out with the
there
disability.
weren't. No, there weren't.
Like that movie Lucas. That movie Lucas where that
Lucas
nerdy
died.
kid.
Oh shit! Spoiler.
He died in that movie?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Simon Birch, the kid with the big glasses. That was a different movie.
Oh no! There's no way you mixed up Simon Birch, a movie about a little person,
Yeah.
and a movie about just a nerd that plays football.
Who was a little
He doesn't even
person?
play football. Simon Birch has nothing to do with football.
He died
Why
playing
would
baseball.
I bring up Simon Birch?
He died playing baseball, didn't he? Did he die playing in a baseball game?
Simon
Isn't that what happened?
Birch?
Yeah.
Did he die because he had a little heart or something?
Oh, I thought he died during a baseball game. I thought that's
Oh
what
no! I'm also thinking about.
When Kyle dies, he's gonna die of having a little heart.
What was that movie with Billy Crystal and there's the giant, and the giant died of having a big heart?
That was my giant.
It's the exact opposite movie of Simon Birch.
You couldn't get more opposite.
It's the exact opposite.
What was the point you were making to begin with? Because I had something to say, but it doesn't even matter. No one's even listening to this. They couldn't.
I don't
be.
know.
Yeah.
If they are, though, good for them.
You had a point.
I have a new point I'll talk about.
I
If you
forgot.
think of it,
Thank
you could
God.
jump in. This is the first time watching the Bills in like 10 years that I felt better about the offense than the defense.
Yeah.
Where I wanted
Yeah.
the offense to be on the field as opposed to wanting the defense to be on the field.
The defense, I mean, the defense was missing two of the top 5 guys maybe on defense. Milano, in my opinion, is probably the second most important guy on the defense. That's my opinion, and Joe B's. So I pretty much just develop whatever opinion Joe B has. Matt Milano seems to be the second most important guy in the defense. So I was kind of giving the defense a pass today.
Right.
Where I was like, hey, we know how ridiculous Fitzpatrick is. I was almost giving them a pass where I go, yeah, your offense should step up and score 30-plus points.
Yeah.
But, it is, I think we should also say that the Dolphins were not that I think it's a massive thing, but they were missing their top free agent cornerback, who was the top paid cornerback in the league up until Trey
And
White.
I think that injury was like gigantic for the game. Because he essentially missed the whole game, and
that's like us missing Trey
Edmonds
White.
and Matt Milano.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
like Edmonds and Milano, us kind of getting Byron Jones out of the game, like that benefit. It kind of made things a lot who knows if he's enough to just knock 1 or 2 passes away and completely change the game.
Yeah. Should we real fast talk about how ridiculous the injuries were around the league? Did you see anything about that? The 49ers.
Saquon Barkley gone.
Saquon Barkley, Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, what's it called? Nick Bosa on that team.
Yeah.
The guy, what's it called? Tyrod got hurt in warm-ups. Not that that's a big thing, but he was their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Drew Lock out in Denver. What an insane – I texted this to Lou.
Oh, more text to other people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, I'll go fuck myself. Thank you.
He's just a segment guy. Do you think that with the amount of injuries, does that increase the size of the asterisk next to whatever team wins the Super Bowl? But here's my theory on it is they're going to go, look at all the injuries are through the roof this year, more than I ever remember. And someone could make the argument, they say, listen, they weren't able to do any off-field or any off-season conditioning this year.
Here's my thing. I think
Just saying.
I don't know, and it's not like I have the stats right in front of me. I know you're an all 22 guy, but I don't think the injuries are that much different. What I think happened is they just happened to all happen in 1 week.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the fact of normally there's 3 or 4 guys that get out for the season during training camp, and outside of Von Miller, there wasn't any huge people that Drew Brees is out for the season in train. Those happen. It's like Darwin James and Von Miller. There weren't any monumental other than those 2 really So I think it just happened later this year.
So, and Kyle asked if like a bunch of injuries in the NFL season will taint the champion of that season. Like the big thing I think of is
just this year, though. Just
any
this
year,
year, not every year.
and sports in general. This is basketball, but David Robinson breaks a bone or whatever happened, and he's out 8 months, and the Spurs shit, and then they get Tim Duncan, and they're the best team in basketball for the next whatever amount of years, and it doesn't matter. Like it happens.
If anything, like San Fran can maybe get doubly lucky again, where they maybe have a shit season and then they get crazy draft picks and they're extra loaded next year, which is kind of what happened the year before. I mean, I don't know that they'll slide like that necessarily, but it could happen.
What's the picture behind you? It looks like a woman proposing to a man.
It's a movie called Before Sunrise.
Okay.
Lame. I have a tweet of the game.
Some femme movie. Why don't you try Bloodsport?
That's over on the other wall.
Okay, good. Go ahead with your tweet of the game.
All right, tweet of the game here.
I tweeted during the game. It doesn't necessarily mean you had to choose me.
I did not choose you.
Yeah.
I gave you it the 1 year. I gave you one tweet of the game. It was really good. Went viral-ish.
Yeah, I'll never let go of that moment.
This is from Trish Lewis. She is at PoodleWalker10. She tweeted out.
There are 10 Poodle Walkers?
Yeah, a lot of poodles wherever she is. Grand Island, I think she was. That might be too much.
I got it right here. Yeah.
She's a Bills fan, and she tweeted out when Sanders, who is the Dolphins kicker, when Sanders made the sign of the cross coming out on the field to kick the 52-yard field goal, I just have to be happy for him. In her profile, she is a Christian or Catholic, one of the two.
Okay, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
Normally, we read these tweets with sarcasm, and I just want to say I'm happy that she's happy.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Good.
I mean, it's weird, to root for the other team. I don't think God rooted for them today, but she rooted for them. So I'm happy that she's happy.
Okay.
And more people should be happy.
I don't know what's wrong with Kyle.
Except for Dolphins fans and most of Boston because of their racist animals. Philadelphia people they suck. But outside of that, also New Jersey, everyone in New Jersey is trash. And I wish that state was on fire and not California.
Great. Yeah.
But,
okay.
You're on a real roll there.
Yeah, you are. That was an emotional journey there.
I'm glad Trish is happy and is a good enough person to root for the other team for a second.
Okay, and I just
want to find these tweets.
I would just like to say apologies to all of our listeners in New Jersey. Please stick with us.
Or anyone who loves God. Just tread lightly, I guess, around Kyle. You don't want to hit those hot button topics.
Don't tweet out stupid stuff. Except for Trish, she didn't. Her stuff.
Yeah, it was relatively positive
nice.
towards Trish, which was nice out of you for a change. Are you ready for the question game?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, on the line today.
I don't even know if I have a single take on the game. So yeah, let's do the question. I'm just happy. So,
yeah, I agree. Today's jersey on the line. TJ Yeldon.
That'll never be worn by anyone else but whoever wins this.
Get yourself a big TJ Yeldon jersey. This is exciting. 3 questions. Number 1, let's start with Greg because Kyle takes forever. Yeah. Greg, what number is higher? Amount of COVID cases in Florida or COVID cases in New York?
Oh, that's a good question because the Florida number
all time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All time. Thank you. Is this pre-2020 when it didn't exist? Don't tell me like in 1918 it was COVID-17. Is this COVID-19, right?
Yeah,
this isn't like, okay, so none of I know how that works. I'm going to say the only reason you would have found this is because it was interesting enough and that New York has more than Florida. So I'm going to say New York. There are 18 billion people just living right near Kyle. So yes.
Very true. And Kyle is a spreader. Kyle, what do you think?
I think doesn't Florida have more people than New York?
No, it does not have more people.
No, but I think it's fair. They're fairly close in population. I mean, there's a New York. I think has more, but I don't think it's that
That amazes me.
substantial. I could be
I'm
wrong
gonna
on that, but
say-
they're
I thought it was like a 10 million people.
No, I looked it up
Billion.
early because I was looking up COVID stats like months ago, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I just thought like per capita, and then I was like, "Oh no, it's look."
Oh no,
it's
no, wait,
got-
Florida. Good job, Kyle. Florida 21 million and New York 19 million.
That's
I
amazing.
knew it.
I knew they
knew
were
it.
close, but yeah, I
It's
didn't know.
crazy though.
Yeah.
I'm going Florida. They had a rough last few months here, and they're old, I guess. I don't know. There's more
Doesn't
people.
matter.
There's a
That
better
doesn't
chance. There's more people. There's
No, that
more
saltwater
chance.
air that knocks it right out of the. Then
Well, Kyle is right.
fucking
Florida
cock, I hate this
has
podcast.
678,000 and New York 453,000. So quite a big bump.
600,000
Oh,
people.
But
that's it.
The death rate is way higher in New York, 32,000 to
Yes.
13,000, probably
Suck it,
because
Florida.
it hit here first. But
A lot of those are starvation.
Yeah. A lot of those
um,
people had asthma, so it doesn't actually count as COVID.
Yeah, from all the smog.
we'll start with you, Kyle. Up 1-0. Question 2. In honor of your boy Fitzmagic, which number is higher, Ryan Fitzpatrick all-time games or episodes of Criss Angel Mindfreak?
What the fuck?
Wait, what is Criss Angel? Okay, I can't ask that question.
I'll tell you, this was a show on A&E.
Okay. Is Criss Angel the star of the show Mindfreak?
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
he's a magician.
It's like
That does
Criss
not-
Angel is like if David Blaine did heroin. Imagine that.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That was wow.
That's it. His career games. How much magic can there be? you know? And I mean that in terms of real magic, not Fitz magic. So there can only be so many tricks. So I'm going to go with Fitz. More career games than episodes.
Okay.
I'm
Greg, you
behind.
need.
I'm behind, but
I
that
know,
was my initial
but don't
answer.
feel free to. You got another question. We got a tiebreaker.
Fucking
Just
tell
do what
me
your
how to
heart.
answer my goddamn question.
Do
I'm
what your heart
answering
and your
with my
gut
heart,
says.
and I'm answering the same thing.
Oh, you are answering the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good. You're both correct. Ryan Fitzpatrick all-time games 159, and there was 96 episodes of Criss Angel Mindfreak on A&E from 2005 to 2010.
Can't believe there were that many episodes of a show I've never heard of, and
Yeah.
I watched some A&E. So
Yeah.
How did you come up with Criss Angel Mindfreak? Like,
I don't know. How did you find Trish's tweet? Psychopath.
Yes, that's true.
Question 3 for all the marbles, starting
Love you,
with,
Trish.
starting with Kyle here, right? Because it can't
No.
start with.
Oh
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Start with Kyle here. Kyle, which of the following players was not on the Miami Dolphins field today? Is it A, Isaiah Ford, B, Joe Enders, C, Nick Needham, or D, Matt Hack? One of those was not on the Miami Dolphins roster today.
Enders.
Going Enders. Okay. Greg, there is a
Ford,
tiebreaker if necessary.
Hack. Who was the second one?
Isaiah Ford, Joe Enders, Nick Needham, and Matt Hack. And I will say this, just it's not like I didn't get cute and just change the first name. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like a legit.
I don't care. My guess is Ford.
Can I tell you why I picked Enders? Because
No one
Enders
cares.
sounds like a lame action hero name of a detective or something.
It does.
Okay, Greg, what did you go with?
Ford.
You went with Matt Hack?
He said Ford.
Oh, Ford, Isaiah. I thought you said 4. Okay. Sorry, Isaiah Ford. Okay. Well, Kyle is right. Of
Yes.
course,
Life.
Joe Enders is Nicolas Cage's character in Wind Talkers.
Ooh.
And
I love
Kyle,
the Korean War. Out of all my wars, the Korean War is number one.
And
It
Kyle,
is. It's huge in our family.
Kyle wins. But Greg, you had won like.
I have Korean War bed sheets. That's all the major battles.
What's on them?
Oh,
Like a-
bunch
like
of shit about the
gunfights?
Korean War. Yeah,
Oh.
little,
Just facts.
some.
Yeah, I think that's why your wife's crying. You lay her down on a Korean War bed frame
Yes.
or whatever.
I don't lay her.
bed
I
sheet.
throw her. He doesn't lay.
The Korean War gets me fucking pumped, babe.
It does. I take her to Pleasure Town on Korean War bed sheets for 3.5 minutes, and it is glorious.
Congratulations,
Tiny,
Kyle, on the TJ Yeldon jersey. Greg, you won the last 3 in a row, but this Kyle breaks the streak. Big stuff for Kyle.
I was getting cocky around work, so it's good that I got knocked out.
We're all 3 of those jerseys, one on top of each other.
Ask me about my In the Hunt trivia titles.
Let's go right into big game next week. Home for the Rams. Rams are a legit team here. We're 2-0. They're 2-0. Before we predict, we got to know, Kyle, how do we beat the Rams? What's the key to beating the Rams?
I'm interested in what the keys to the game could be to beat the Rams, so I'm glad you asked, Kyle.
Here's the key: it's at the Bills Stadium, right? It's at home.
Yeah.
You've
really researched this.
You instead of crowd noise, I can't even say this. Okay, I'll say it and maybe we'll keep it in.
Okay.
Instead of crowd noise, you pump in the sound of wood burning, like kindling.
Knew it was gonna be fire. I knew it was gonna be fire. And
then the Rams are gonna constantly be looking over their shoulder, like they're back at they're like, we're good. We're good. There's no fire. Every once in a while, like when you're at a campfire and everyone's like, this is great, and then someone gets fucking shot in the face with an amber.
No.
That's it. Maybe throw an amber every once in a while at their sideline. Get them all scared. I felt bad about saying that because people have died, but
yeah, they have lots.
What are you gonna do, right? Hey,
yeah,
don't live in California.
It's a great point, Kyle. Yeah, well, good. I hope
every time they're like, "I could never do the snow." I'm like, "Yeah, well, my coat's not on fire, so I don't give a shit."
Okay, so with that great key to the game, what do we think? I'll go first.
Thank you.
I think this is a tough game. I think the Bills lose 31-17, but Allen throws for 500 yards. He keeps one-upping us.
Keep going up.
Yeah.
He did have like almost 300 in the first half. Yeah.
Should be a good test though. And who knows if Edwards or Milano play, but
if Edmonds and Milano play, and it's a little more interesting. I don't know. Like I really do think that they're just a good team that hasn't even shown how good they are yet. But that's a stupid, big, dumb puppy Bills fan thing to say. But I think that they'll win, and you idiots make me give a score. So I'll say that the Bills beat the Rams. I think it's going to be 17-13.
Okay.
It's
nothing matters. So who gives a shit? But
it's almost where like. If Edmonds and Milano are out, I think the Bills get blown out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and if they're not, then I think the game's there for the taking. But I just have this vision of Aaron Donald, like no one being able to stop him. No one can stop him in any team. So in my head, I'm like, it's only worse for the Bills. He's going to be in Josh Allen's face. Jalen Ramsey on Diggs all day. You got to hope, the other guys get open. You got to hope Knox holds on to a ball. Man, if Edmonds and Milano play, I don't know. I think the Rams win 24-17.
Yeah. It'll be close. It is I do like that some things happen. Week 1, you had the Josh Allen fumbles, and Singletary and Moss really didn't get going. Week 2, Knox has the fumble. Edmonds and Milano are out. If they come back, so you had some things where it's like, well, Miami and the Jets, they weren't that good, but you got some things out of your system that you didn't have the preseason, which is why I don't think that you've seen the best.
It was these first 2 games for Allen specifically, the perfect confidence boost.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he's out of the yips in his head for the deep ball. He's in rhythm. It's the perfect time. Levi Wallace scares the shit out of me, whoever he's covering.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be like, man, I hope Josh Norman comes back. But
one more week.
I haven't even seen him play in a Bills uniform, and I'm like, it can't be worse than what Levi Wallace put together today.
No.
But next week's a tough. That's a real team.
Yeah,
And,
but it's also tough. We don't know how good. They're almost definitively better than Miami, especially the Jets, who look just horrendous. But they, they beat the Cowboys, who are a little injured, but like a good team, and then they beat a super banged up Philly. I mean, they're good, but we don't necessarily know how good they are yet either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Here's how, this is what I wanted to say earlier. I totally fucked up. I had a lot of beer. Anyways, here's how my brain works. During the Bills win today, I was already going, man, this is going to suck when Daboll leaves next year to become a head coach. I was already like, but then I brought myself back, and like I said last week, I had to enjoy it while he's here. He's not leaving right now.
Yeah, go reread that one book you read.
I'm still reading it. It's a tough read, boy.
Oh, no pictures?
No pictures, no.
Oh, that's tough.
No.
Yeah.
I had to look up I have to look up words a lot.
I'm so sorry.
Well, the Bills are 2-0, and I think we did it. We're feeling good. We're all happy, and hopefully we win next week. Does anyone have anything else?
No.
This might be the shortest pod
and
we've
it
ever
doesn't
done.
have to be longer.
And you know what? This was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, our fans out there want to hear us.
No, they don't.
No, but they want a nice. They want it like nice, precise, good throughout, and then we're out of there.
Then stop talking.
We're like a perfect lunchtime podcast. They have an hour for lunch. They're sitting there alone eating turkey sandwiches. They're squirting, Weber's mustard in their ass. And what are they going to do for the next 20 minutes after we're done talking? They're going to sit there alone, and people are going to be like, those are the losers that listen to In the Hunt.
Because they're not listening, that 20 minutes people are going to start judging them because they're not listening to the podcast. They're fine if they're listening to the In the Hunt cast, but once it's over and they're squirting mustard in their ass, all of a sudden their life just goes downhill without us three talking.
Very accurate representation of our fans.
Yeah. Do you remember what ire is?
Your attitude.
All right, that's it. Stop fucking talking.
That's a great ending.
Yes, we did
out the Webbers.
Sweeto.
Sweeto.
Yes. One love.